Hello dear students and doctors, welcome to Materia Medica series A to Z. Myself Dr. Ronak Shah. Do you know a woman who looks cheerful on the outside but inside she is drowning in a guilt, silent grief and self-blame? Guess which remedy? The remedy is cyclamen, the very dutiful perfectionist who mentally and emotionally exhausted. So what is the tagline? The guilt soul in silent grief. The homeopathic remedy cyclamen is mainly known as a female remedy. You know very well. Emotionally sensitive, mentally overloaded and physically chilly. It's often called chili pulsatilla because of the coldness and soft changeable emotional state. Recently, I had discussed the cyclamen case in a webinar treated well with hypothyroidism. But mentally, this remedy it shares a trend with Natrum muraticum and Aurum metallicum. So deep grief, guilt, and a silent suffering. So mental picture of this patient, especially women who are very much conscientious. They want to do everything in a very perfect way, right way, at home, at work, and even in a relationships. So, but what happened when they feel they have failed? They become moody, irritable, and extremely self-critical. They go from happy to sad, from talkative to silent in a blink. So they begin to blame themselves for everything. Whatever they have done, they blame themselves. Even the small things also turn into the big guilt. So she feel she hasn't done her duty properly. That is an extreme feeling. So that leads to silent grief. They does not cry out loudly but weeps when alone or no one can watch them. She isolates herself and does not want to talk and wants to be left alone. And then the state come indifference takes over. She stopped carrying her once sharp memory. That was a very sharp memory in past, but now the sharp memory becomes dull. She forget the things, makes mistakes in speaking and writing. The once hardworking lady now does not feel like to do anything. Slowly, she begins to think, am I a serious ill? Will I ever get better? That type of question they're asking themselves. And she has a fear of her own health, her future, and even for salvation. So key symptom of cyclamen, type of grief, silent guilt, self-blame, and spiritual sadness. She weeps quietly, blames herself, and withdraws. Feels she has failed her duty. This is the most important thing. Feels that she has failed in her duty leads to mental dullness and indifference. The guilt is imaginary or exaggerated, often without a real cause. Thinks she will never be forgiven, anxious about salvation, and prefer to stay alone, not to speak. Grief is always worse before menses, better during menses. So other remedies of grief is you know very well. Cyclamen versus pulsatilla. Unlikely cyclamen, the pulsatilla 6 people. Cyclamen withdraw from people. Netramure is also very important, can be compared, but they are reserved, emotionally walled off, and focus on a past losses, while cyclamen blame themselves for imaginary thing or small things. Cyclamen is a more chronic, subdued, and slowly degenerating grief. Ignatia again is very intense and quick acting, often after a recent emotional trauma. Cyclamen may also feel guilty but less ambitious, more soft and emotional. While Aurum, you know that they are dignified, responsible, and falls harder when he fails. So next time you see a woman who appears fine outside but silently suffer from guilt, grief, and mental confusion, always do not miss cyclamen. Recognize this remedy behind the smile. Thank you.